been on a really good run since the Sheffield United game, or including the Sheffield United game, I should say. Since the loss at Inter, we have not allowed a goal in. We've gone 6 games where we've shut the opponent out, and we've scored a total of 3, 5, 7, 9, 17 goals, including some from a couple players you wouldn't expect because I haven't really played them all that much. After beating Sheffield United, we beat Villa 2-0. Goals by Stockbridge and Gallagher saw us through there. Against Lyon, we absolutely shut them down. Hannibal a goal, Stockbridge a goal. We beat them 2-0. Against Watford, we shut them out 4-0. Jason Clark a goal, Jose Basola a goal, Natana a goal, and Francisco a goal. Unfortunately, in this game, Sola broke his ribs. Or was it this game Sola broke his ribs? It was this game Sola broke his ribs. He's out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Against Bournemouth, who are currently 20th in the Prem and are probably going to be relegated. Tom Pearce had a brace of goals. Francisco had a goal. Jordan Clark had a goal. Tom Pearce is the player who came in at the same time as Jordan Clark. I've had him out on loan more often than not. He spent 2 years at Coventry and a year at Accrington. Last year at Accrington, he had a really good season. 43 appearances, 22 goals, 5 assists, 6 players of the match in League 2. I kept him here because I wanted to get him more playing time. I clicked on the wrong thing. Because I'm not playing wingers anymore, he's going to be playing deep line forward or advanced forward more often than not. Physically, he's not outstanding. Mentally, he's got some good things about him, but the forward concentration and forward positioning are just, they haven't improved, and some of that's on me because I've sent him out. I haven't been responsible for his training. He's also a bit injury prone. His dribbling's okay. His first touch is okay. He's a decent header. He has decent jumping reach. He's also 6'4", so that makes him what Jordan Clark is 5'10", makes him 6 inches taller than Jordan Clark. For some reason, they're still trying to loft the ball to Jordan Clark and expect him to win an aerial battle, which just isn't happening. He got capped at the U19 level, but he hasn't been called up since. He's wanted. I suspect come the January transfer window, I will probably move him out for some sort of money. He's just one of those players who, he's a good player. He's just not Premier level good. And, well, let me rephrase that. He's not Premier level starter good. And I would much rather see him on a team in a league he can fully participate in. Today we're going to play Zenit, we're going to skip Southampton, and we're going to play Arsenal in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Currently we are tied for second with Lyon. Because we beat them, we're ranked ahead of them. With our last win over Bournemouth, that puts us in first place on 21 points. And because we've been doing so well from a defensive point of view, we currently have a plus 18 goal differential. I switched back to the Tato skin. The Mustard Man had some issues with it after the last update, and I'm not quite sure why or what was happening. I know the guy who did the skin is working on solving those problems, but there were issues that I was having that just stopped me from using it. There were buttons not showing up that should have shown up, and things like that. So I went back to the Tato skin. It's probably my second favorite this year. I keep waiting for Danny Dodds to come out with his skin. He did a skin last year that I absolutely loved. I know he's working on it. It'll probably be out in January, so I'll be using it for my next save. But yeah, it's it's just one of those things. I tend to transfer back and forth. I like seeing what other creators can do, And unfortunately, I'm also kind of picky, so after a while, the small things just kind of add up, and I switch to a different skin. But I do like the Tato skin. He's done some nice things with it. The assistant report's nice. The comparison is nice. All goalkeepers, defense, midfield attack, or team depth chart here is really nice. So Fatou is actually having a really nice season at Juve. 3 appearances, 1 off the bench. He has 1 goal and 4 assists. He's also doing really well in the African Cup of Nations. The one thing I did want to point out, I'm going to go back here. If Tom Pearce playing wasn't a big enough clue, against Bournemouth, we played a really rotated side. Polito, Tizier. Well, Tizier and Grigoras are mostly starters. Admirola's not. De Winter's not. Ricci's not. Francisco is. Canales isn't. I started Pearce and Jose Basola. I brought on Zagadou and Clark. Clark got a goal. So we need to go here. We'll quick pick. Pick without restriction. Best 11. They're going to put Fatou in. They always do. So we'll bring in Hannibal. And we'll bring up Christian Canales to take a Turbe spot. Sola will bring off and bring on Admirola. Doku and Esposito are backwards. And Doku is pressing forward on attack. Those of you with a keen eye will notice this is the first episode of the series, I believe, where I haven't worn a shirt that's Crystal Palace related in some way. I may have worn a shirt that was an AFC Richmond t-shirt my wife got me off at Etsy, but our dishwasher broke 2 weeks ago. The switch on the door is broken. It's a front load washer, and I haven't been able to wash my kits. I wash those separately. My wife's been doing the wash down at the local laundromat. You know, first world problems, of course. So this is the English women's national team jersey from a couple years ago. I really liked it. I picked it up in a shop down in Florida. I would say the red makes my eyes pop. But so tonight we're starting Safana Mangal, Natan, Zagadou, Grigrass, and Laird as the defensive back four. Gallagher, Stockbridge, and Tonali as the midfielders. Hannibal as the attacking midfielder. Esposito and Doku up top as the strikers. I did not realize Gallagher was injured, so we're going to get him off and bring on De Winter, but we're going to take De Winter off and swap him out with Francisco. And then I have to double check something here. Francisco, he likes to be a deep line playmaker. Stockbridge, he's a better Mazzala, so we're going to switch those two around. Inter already beat Leon. Francisco off the throw-in, gets the ball back to Laird. Laird pushes up the field, cuts it inside, drops off to Tonali, back to Grigrass. Over to Zagadou. Zagadou to Stockbridge. He won't touch it to Francisco, back to Zagadou. Over to Stockbridge, out to Natan, all alone on the left. He feeds Esposito. Nice save by Lomaev. That was a very nice save by Lomaev. Doku with a corner kick in. Grigrass can't get ahead on it. Stockbridge, however, runs it down, gets the ball to Hannibal, over to Esposito. He tries taking a shot. He bounces it off a Zenit player. Goes out for another Palace corner, but no highlight. 9 shots, 6 on target already. Lomaev. Grigrass has it down. Hannibal picks up the ball. He picked up a yellow card at some point in time. That's interesting. Driving forward, cutting through the crowd. He takes the shot. Lomaev an easy save. Lomaev again kicks it forward. No one in a Zenit uniform is near. Grigrass. Up to Francisco. Out to Stockbridge. Esposito. Doku. Feeds Hannibal, and again Lomaev a very nice save. He's probably the only player who's 7.0 or better. Doku on the corner kick, and Zamudia, I can't pronounce that, I didn't see the name good enough. Z something off. Stockbridge up for Doku. Doku chests it down, gets it back to Natan. Francisco, back to Grigrass. Zemeladinatov. Okay, Lomaev. That's not our Chowdhury. That is our Chowdhury. Hamza Chowdhury went to Zenit. Sisse back to Mingueza. Dispossessed by Stockbridge. Stockbridge. Oh, tries feeding it up at Carabao. Knocks it away. Z. I'm just going to call him Z. Zagadou over to Grigrass. You know what? We're going to attacking. Laird up into space. Esposito. Oh, just wide right. That would have been a brilliant goal. 15 shots, 9 on target. Zenit has had no shots, none on target. They're playing really far back. Douglas, Safanov punches the ball away. Z grabs it. Douglas again, back to Wendell. Wendell to Mingueza. All the way back to Karavaev, rather. Z to Wendell. Back to Karavaev. Headed down, Stockbridge. Back to Natan. Feeds Hannibal. Hannibal to Doku. Doku to Tonali. Tonali feeds Doku. And Lomaev, another nice save. How many shots on target have we had? Natan on the throw into Hannibal. Back to Natan. Stockbridge. Hannibal takes the shot. Skies it high and right. 1 clear-cut chance, 3 half chances. We're getting some really nice shots. I mean, a lot of them are high percentage. It's just Lomaev has been on his absolute A game. He's got a 7.8 for crying out loud. Okay. Esposito, back to Grigrass. Hannibal, up to Esposito. And Lomaev, another nice stop. Grigrass heads it over. Natan, Esposito, back to Stockbridge, up into space for Doku. Hannibal ends up with it. Esposito, back to Natan. Natan into space. Tonali can't get ahead on it. Werner heads it forward, but it goes right to Laird. Laird cuts inside, takes the shot. He skies it over the crossbar. Cisse gives the ball away. Grigoras to Hannibal. Laird driving forward. Esposito can't get there. Karvaev gets to Lomayev. He knocks it away. Grigoras. Francisco to Laird. Laird crosses it in. Mingueza off the post. I don't know who Mingueza was blocking, but he was blocking somebody. Okay, we are 65 minutes in. Or we're 60 minutes in. We haven't scored. We're going to take Esposito, moving back to advanced playmaker. We're going to get Hannibal off and bring on Clark. We get Francisco off and bring on Ricci. Zagadou to Stockbridge. Stockbridge up to Clark. Clark cuts left. Drops it off to Matan. Matan over to Stockbridge. Stockbridge to Ricci. Ricci to Tonali, and he takes a long shot. What is with the long shots? I have worked the ball in the box on, don't I? I do. We're going to draw this game. We're absolutely going to dominate Zenit and draw this game. Esposito off the post. Doku. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Are you freaking kidding me? Unflipping real. Lomayev, player of the match on an 8.8. Well deserved. But come on. So we got Southampton coming up. The good news is they're 17th in the league, so we can play a mostly rotated side against them, I think. The bad news is they're 17th and they're itching for a win, so, we can't take them not seriously. So I'm going to save the game here. I think I may have already saved it, but there's no harm in saving it again. And we're going to come back with our Carabao Cup match against Arsenal in just a bit. Well, Southampton was game. They had the same number of shots and one more on target. Their XG was 1.17, and they ended up with nothing because our defense stood tall yet again. Sebastian Esposito, a brace of goals, and a well-deserved player of the match. And we are facing Arsenal in the Carabao Cup 4th round. With Safana from goal, Matan, Zagadou, Grigoras, and Laird as the defensive back four. Stockbridge, Ricci, and Tonali as the midfielders. Esposito as the attack midfielder. Clark and Doku up top as the strikers. Now, the board doesn't care about our performance in the Carabao. I, on the other hand, do, because we have yet to win some sort of cup. We came close to winning the FA Cup our second season. We've been knocked out every year since. We've been knocked out of the Carabao. It's frustrating on several levels. Grigoras up to Laird off the goal kick. Laird tries feeding Doku. Gabriel steps in the way, though. Tierney up to Saka. Back to Tierney. Over to Junior. Back to Saka. To Tierney. To Junior. Back to Gabriel. Oh, jeez. Luka. Oh, kicks it too hard. In time, back to Safanov, who hits it forward. Mepham heads it down. Tonali ends up with the ball. Doku goes around one defender. That was nice. Crosses it in. Esposito tries heading it in, but the ball's knocked away. Luka ends up with the ball, and the highlight ends. New highlight, Grigoras to Laird. Up to Tonali. Ricci back to Safanov. Grigoras. Over to Laird. Decent amount of space in front of him. Pushes forward, blows by the defenders, cuts inside, feeds it to Doku. Doku back to Laird. Laird to Tonali. To Ricci. Back to Grigoras. Over to Zagadou. Grigoras. Out to Laird again. Acres of space. Doku. Back to Laird. Laird. Tonali. Oh. He tried feeding Esposito, but the ball went out of bounds. Doku. Corner kick. Knocked away. Grigoras is going to run down the carom. Gets the ball to Ricci. Over to Stockbridge. Doku with a shot. He volleys it in. That was nice. Was he offsides? The flag's not raised. Yeah, he was offsides. Nuts. In a minute, Georgie. Mepham. Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gets by the defender. Crosses it in. Luke is there off the post. Knocked up to Clark. Clark bangs it forward. Ramsdale's going to come out and kick it. Anthony to Luka. Odegaard to Saka. Back to Anguissa. Back to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu crosses it in. Luka's there with the goal. First goal we've given up in 8 matches. That's mildly frustrating. It was a good goal, though. Next setup by Tomiyasu. Luka jumped in front of my defender. And Safanov, he couldn't do anything to stop it. Odegaard. Gabriel heads it, and I think it went off the crossbar. Ricci dispossessed, but Natan gets it back. Ricci feeds Stockbridge. Natan sends it in. Clark can't get a handle on it. Esposito is there. And they're saying Natan was offsides. It's interesting. Laird on the throw-in. Gets the ball to Ricci. Over to Tonali. Up to Esposito. Back to Tonali. He gives it away. However, Stockbridge ends up with the ball, but he gives it away. Tomiyasu. Clark intercepts the ball. Safanov hits it down the field. Mepham to Anthony, rather. Back to Mepham. Junior. Anguissa. Dispossessed. Esposito ends up with the ball. Feeds Clark. Got between the defenders, and he absolutely buries the shot in the back of the neck. Back of the net, I should say. Nice pass by Esposito. Clark just absolutely blew it by Ramsdale. I'm not quite sure what Ramsdale was doing there, but I'm okay with it. And with a goal just before halftime, 10 shots, 6 on target for us, 9-2 for Arsenal, we go into the half tied. First highlight of the second half. Odegaard to Saka. Back to Tierney, to Saka. Lucas dispossessed. Laird gets to Esposito. Tonali bangs it forward. Stockbridge takes the shot. Totally out dekes Ramsdale and gets his 3rd goal of the season. Laird got the ball to Doku. Tapped it to Esposito. Back to Tonali. Long pass. Stockbridge and acres of space between the defenders. And neat as you please with the right foot. Dinks it over a diving Ramsdale for the goal. I think we may drop back to positive. Now we're 70 minutes in. I think we're going to get Ricci off and bring on Francisco. Safanov to Grigaras. Back to Safanov, out to Laird. Laird gets the ball to Doku. Doku to Clark. Back out to Laird. Laird crosses it in. Francisco's there with the header. The super sub coming on with a nice assist from Ethan Laird. Oh, excuse me. Nice cross by Laird, who had double-digit assists last season, but no goals. Doku with a corner kick. Anguissa just knocks it away. Natan ends up with the ball. Driving forward, Stockbridge to Zagadou, to Doku, feeds Esposito, takes the shot off the post. I swear Esposito has hit the post more times the past few live comms than any other player. 2 woodwork hits we've had this game. We 2 woodwork hits in the game against Zenit. Natan on the throwing gets the ball to Clark, who gives the ball away to Anthony. He heads it forward, but Zagadou intercepts that. Francisco to Clark. Esposito. Hits the crossbar. Tomiyasu with the throwing. Anthony. Back to Tomiyasu. To Anthony. Up to Agbabu. Gives the ball away. Zagadou. Francisco. Back to Zagadou. That was a dangerous pass. Grigaras to Laird. Up to Tonali. Esposito to Doku. Doku to Francisco. Tonali back to Grigaras. Francisco. Tonali. Doku. Oh. Not quite sure what happened there, but ended up in Arsenal's foot. Tierney driving forward. Drops it off to Williams. Up to Agbabu. He crosses it. Zagadou fouls Jones. No, they're not calling it a foul. On the other hand, Anthony ends up with the ball, gets his first goal this season after a very nice assist from Kamara. Agabou Kamara. Okay. Hopefully it is too little too late. Nice tackle by Zagadou. However, the ball ends up right at Agabou Kamara's feet. He gets the ball to Anthony. Not a lot Safanov could do to stop that. And despite the late goal from Anthony, we win 3-2. A solid game, 17 shots, 9 on target. They had the possession advantage, but they really didn't do a lot with it. Well done, guys. It was a good win for us. Of course, we got West Ham in 2 days, and the bounce-back game against Zenit the day, 3 days after that. Let me save this here real quick. George here. Ooh. I think I mentioned this before. What we are going to do is come back for Inter and Man City, and then Olympic Lyon, Sheffield. Unless the Carabao Cup. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go here real quick. Carabao Cup 4th round is that. After the 4th round is the quarterfinal. That round's drawn on 10/30. When will it be played? It played in December. So I think it's safe to assume, and I clicked too far, that the Carabao Cup 5th round match is going to be played sometime in here. Yeah, there, look, it's right there. Yeah, we'll come back. Well, Newcastle, probably Newcastle, Lyon, or Lyon, Sheffield United, depends on where they are. And then probably Carabao Cup, Norwich. Or Liverpool Carabao Cup, which means Newcastle, Lyon. Then we'll come back for FA Cup 3rd round match and probably Chelsea. Although Tottenham is in 2nd place, we may just do Tottenham. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Our defense, on the other hand, has seemed to have figured it out. Despite the fact we gave up 2 goals to Arsenal, the first time we've given up goals in 8 games, we're still won. We are currently 2 points ahead of Tottenham. And have a plus 20 goal differential, which is outstanding. The defense has really stepped it up this year, and I haven't really changed anything from last year. I haven't changed any player assignments. I haven't changed any formations or anything like that. The players themselves have just gotten better. So I like our chances this year. I really want to go far this year in the Champions League. I want to do our best to win the Carabao and the FA Cups, and I think we got a good opportunity to do all of that. So. Good episode for us. If you did like what you seen and heard, please have a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM Jellicoe. I thank you for watching.